Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm the host, Jack from Bybit today. So today, I will introduce you how to join the exciting one-on-one trading competition. And meanwhile, we invited two KOLs, Jeep and Dylan, to join our competition. They will show their screen and the strategy they are trading. Yeah. So Jeep
Hello,
and
sir.
Dylan, can you make a short introduction, please?
Yeah, after you, Jip.
Yes, so I'm Yip. I'm from Amsterdam, 24 years old. I've been trading now for around 5 years and partnered up with Bybit for around 3 years. Super excited to be here. Gonna degen trade the 1 minute chart today with Dylan and see what we can make happen.
And I'm Dylan, the Lord of Entry. You've probably seen me on Crypto Banter. I spend a lot of time doing TA on Crypto Banter Plus, and I'm more of a swing trader, but I'm super excited about a little bit of degen things. So I've actually whipped out the 3-minute candles here, and probably going to be trading some farts today. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Same here, man. Usually I also mainly trade swings, but today we're gonna switch it up a little, and I'm sure that we're gonna make it happen.
Good, bro. All good. I've got a nice little scalping strategy I'm putting together here. Yes, sir.
Do you think it's gonna be quite different for the competition compared with your normal trading?
For me, yeah. I mean, we're going to give it a go. We're trading super low time frames. I generally like to trade the bigger moves. I like 4 hour, 8 hour, those type of setups and stuff. So we got a lot of setups yesterday on my show, like those swing trades that I like to get. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this. We're going to give it a go now.
Yeah, I'm also super excited.
What kind of token? what kind of token are you gonna trade on?
I've got fart coin in front of me. I thought it would be fun to trade some farts on the 3-minute candles. I love trading farts with Yip, so it's quite fun. So, what do you got going on there?
I'm actually looking for a few coins. I just have seen some bigger moves yesterday as well. So I've just been scanning through the list and seeing what coins have a lot of volume right now. So I was looking at Litecoin, but I'm also definitely down to trade some farts with you today, Dylan.
Right,
I'm up for that. I'm up for that, honestly.
Okay, look forward to that. So before you guys get the competition, right? Let me introduce the campaign first. So I'd like to share my screen. Okay, as you can see from my screen, if you are lucky enough, you can get the pop-up of the campaign. Here, I got the pop-up here. And if you don't have the pop-up, right, you can find the campaign from the main page. Here, you can also get the entrance to the campaign. So if I click the banner here, yeah, it got me to the campaign. I've already registered on this campaign with my sub account. I've put 1,000 USDT here. Yeah. So if you want to start a trading, right, you have to keep your sub account or your main account with a minimum asset of 100 USDT. And meanwhile, we provide 3 modes for you: 1 hour mode, 4 hour mode, 2 hour mode, and 4 hour mode. So in the 1 hour mode, right, the maximum points you can get is 35, and the 2 hour mode you can get up to 40 points, and for the 4 hour game you can get up to 50 points. Okay, in each game you have to trade more than only 100 USDT to be eligible for the points. Okay, and by the way, the game is based on your PNL percentage against your competitor. We've got a lot of questions about how the system is matching your competitor. Okay, the logic is like when you click 1 hour game, right? Then you started one trading competition. Okay, the system will automatically match a competitor for you based on your assets and your trading volume with a quite similar competitor in terms of assets and trading volume. Okay, and as for the rewards, we have leaderboard rewards and lucky draw rewards. The leaderboard rewards can be divided into 3 parts. The first one is the daily points. So every single day, when you join the competition and win your competitor, right, then you can get points. The more trade competition you joined, the more points you get. And the leaderboard is based on your today's points. Okay, and let's see how much points you have to get for today's rewards. Okay, it's only 70 points to get two USDT airdrop. And as for the total points is based on from the beginning of this campaign and to the end of this campaign in these 24 days. All the points you have accumulated in this account. Okay, you can see the top one leader is getting more than 5,000 points, and the expected rewards is 3,000 USDT. And you can see the participants now is more than 240,000. If there are more than 300,000 traders in this campaign, right? I think the rewards is gonna be 20,000 USDT. Let's check the prize pool. Okay, for the daily prize pool, we provide 3,000 each day, and as for the total points, we have unlocked. I think at this stage, it's based on the total points participants number of the campaign. Right now, we've accumulated more than 240,000. So the top one trader, he can get 3,000 USDT, but only if we just get another 60,000 participants, then the prize pool will be, I think, 10 times, even almost 10 times larger, right? The top one trader can get 20,000 USDT rewards. So just join the campaign and trade more to get more rewards. Meanwhile, there is mental board points. So when you choose the match, right, you can choose a competition against a human or against a bot. So this round, Mental sponsored this campaign with 50,000 MNT. So if you trade more with Mental bot and win the game, you can accumulate points against Mental bot and get onto the leaderboard. I think hopefully until the end of this campaign, right? If you are the top 5,000 traders against Mental bot, you can get at least 2 USDT, but up to 5,000 USDT, which is quite attractive. Okay, you can see the Mental bot points leaderboard. Right now, you only have to get 10 points to get 5 USDT, 5 MNT, which is quite easy. Just one game, then you can get 5 MNT. Yeah, and there's also a lucky draw rewards for you. So as for the lucky draw rewards, right? If you win one game one day, you can get a bronze prize pool, and if you get 3 wins per day, you can get the silver mystery box. And if you win 6 games a day, and you will get another gold mystery box, and the rewards are quite attractive as well, up to 5,000 USDT. Okay, this is the basic introduction of the campaign, and for the rest of the time, we're gonna handle it to our KOL and let them to show their trading strategy. Okay.
Bro, I think I've got one already here. Jup, are you ready, bro? I'm looking at you. You're on mute here. You're on mute.
Yeah.
Can I pull up my screen quickly, Jack?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, when Dylan is showing his screen, right?
Okay.
We'd like
So,
to do a vote. Yeah, sorry. So
okay, there we go. I'm
let's
tracking. So I'm tracking 2 coins right now. So I've gone down to a 3-minute strategy. I mean, it's a little bit degen, you know. It's not really what I like to do that much. But I'm tracking Trump coin. I'm tracking fart coin here, and I'm using a simple strategy using the stuff that everyone can learn about in my school. It's a lot of the chart prime tools that you get in my accelerator school. But right now I'm tracking order blocks here, and I'm also tracking my oscillator Pro Plus at the bottom. And I've got a very simple strategy for today. I'm using my VWAP channels, I'm using my order blocks, and I'm using my oscillator. And basically what I want to do is, in this example, you can see this oscillator printed bearish divergence here on the 3 minutes. It banged into the VWAP, it printed a hammer candle, and bang, bang, this thing falls over. So now I'm trying to just repeat the exact same thing here. I'm dropping into a second order block lower down that I'm looking for. I've got a 618 fib that I love using, and I'm just tracking this oscillator here. If I get a little bit of divergence on that guy, when Trump drops into this 1087, I'm going to take a long here. It's probably going to be about a 0.5% risk, and we're going to go quite hard on this one. We're going to go quite hard. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing if we're going to get this entry. So I'm going to just stick my alarm on.
Yeah, I'm actually short already on Litecoin. I don't know if I can share my screen as well.
Stinky,
but I will...
bro. Did you already start?
Yes, bro. I just market ended a short on Litecoin.
That is so unfair. That is so unfair. I've been waiting. Okay.
We were supposed to start already, right?
Well, I thought we were going to do this together, bro. Okay, go. Let's see.
Oh,
let's see.
I thought we were going up against each other.
Yep, I'm offended, bro. I'm offended.
I was like, let me get a head start here, my friend.
Okay.
No,
well,
anyways,
pull it up. Let's see yours.
Yeah.
I need to remove my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Definitely. Can you guys? Yeah, there it is. So I'm actually currently in a scalp short on Litecoin, bit of a risky trade, but we are trading the lower time frame. What we can basically see is that yesterday Litecoin saw a massive pump towards the upside. So like I said, I'm looking to trade lower time frame on these kind of coins. It's pretty risky, but we have to kind of for today's live stream. And what we could see is that we saw this push to the downside overnight. And usually with these kind of pushes, after you see a strong push to the upside first, these kind of pushes to the downside often makes people FOMO into shorts because they try to trade the reversal all of the time. So that means that if people hop into a short over here because of that dump towards the downside, they always try to find certain highs to cover their stop loss. And we have all of those highs lining up over here. And I feel like because of these dumps to the downside and those shorts that were being opened, there was quite some liquidity building up. So I was looking to swing fill one of those highs, which in my opinion, we have potentially done over here. So you can see this liquidity sweep. I don't know if you can see it, Dylan.
I got it.
And then on the 15-minute time frame, we swing filled it, and then we closed that candle pretty clean in the red, and also got a bearish engulfing candlestick over here on the 15-minute time frame. So I feel like this was kind of opportunity for a potential reversal on Litecoin. And then I'm targeting this sells a liquidity right over here as my take profit target in case we go to the downside. Potential RR of 2. I'll quickly show the Bybit setup over here.
This is so dirty trying to make 1%, bro.
Yes, trying my best. So I'm risking, let's see, on my stop loss, $24.50 of the $500 account. And if my take profit target gets hit, let's quickly see if I gain some. I'll actually take profit here at this flat candle, 91.28. Then I will gain around $45. So I'm basically risking around $25 in if I get stopped out, and I'll gain $45 if the take profit target gets hit. So that is for now my trade for this stream, and I'll quickly see how this one is going to play out.
How much percentage?
How much percentage?
Yeah.
No, I never work with percentages. I usually just work with RR. So I just see what amount of money I will lose if my stop loss gets hit, and what amount of money I will win if my take profit target gets hit. I don't usually pay too much attention to percentages. I don't know about you, Dylan. How do you usually look at that?
Yeah, less interested in percentages, huh? Just looking to hit some targets and bank some dollars, really.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
I like to always know how much I'm going to lose in case I've totally messed it up. So that's kind of what I focus on. And if I'm comfortable with that, then I go for it. Fuck, this Trump is like pumping early now. These guys are buying this Trump. I'm telling you, it's ripping. We're gonna wait patiently, though. We're gonna wait. It's coming.
Yes. Honestly, I feel like what you just said also about not looking at percentages. I feel like there's also a lot of misconception often about leverage. People think that leverage is extremely important, and obviously it carries some significance. But I feel like, exactly like you said, what is much more important is that you are always aware of the amount of money that you will lose if your stop loss gets hit, and the amount of money that you will win if your take profit target gets hit. That's much more important than the leverage that you use.
Yeah, I mean, you will see when I open my account now, I'm trading a unified trading account on Bybit, and I'm running 100x leverage cross because the leverage is actually irrelevant to me. It's how much am I prepared to risk for this trade. Obviously, the nice thing about a Bybit unified trading account is if you start getting momentum on the trade, you can actually use your unrealized gains that you can leverage then 10x, 20x, 30x. So I love trading on that, from that perspective. So I just ramp up the leverage. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just about managing the risk.
Exactly.
Can I share my screen here quickly, Jack?
It's quite different when you trade. Is it quite different when you trade the mainstream tokens and the new listing tokens, or the non?
Look, the DGen stuff for me, yeah. I mean, I trade some of the majors normally, and majors, probably top 30s, I guess. I play around with Fartcoin and stuff like that every now and again, but the nature of those trades for me, they're so volatile. So, with Fartcoin, I look for the big reversals on the 1 hour and 2 hour time frames, and I build a position over, say, 10%. So I give it 10% breathing room to the downside, and I'll just slowly enter. And if it runs early, that's great. But at least, I get a little bit in case it does start popping. And I generally try and just identify those big areas on Fartcoin and stuff like that, the super volatile ones, and then not get too panicked about it. Just let it fall in, let it turn a bit red, and just obviously backing my areas where I think it's going to reverse, obviously sometimes I'm wrong, but, I try and focus on those big zones.
Yeah,
that's amazing. But I'm also a trader, right? So you said that Fartcoins also always reverse. So how can you track the trend of the market?
So this is what I do. Okay, so I mean, if you guys have seen me on Banter Plus, you'll get a feel for it. But I'm a very basic TA guy. I use VWAP, I use fibs, I use horizontals, I use some trends, I use moving averages and things like that. And obviously, one of my secret weapons is the stuff you get from my accelerator course, which is my Prime Oscillator Pro Plus that I use here. And you can see this thing tells me when we're getting divergence. So I've got a very simple strategy on the bigger time frames, and these entries were all given yesterday on my show. And basically, I look for bullish divergence on, say, 2 hour or 4 hour time frames on one of my hot zones. And a hot zone for me is an area where I'm going to get a reaction. And for example, Brett was one of them. Look at that. We got a blue dot reversal print. We got the divergence. And for me, that tells me balance of probabilities we're going to get a bounce. So that was, it's like a swing move for me. And then I just identify targets with fibs. I try and keep it, as simple as possible. Here's another one that I did yesterday. Link gave this entry here at 13.3. It was just a simple reversal play using my tools that I use. I look for reversal signs. I look for the tokens dropping into hot zones or pumping into hot zones. And you can see I bumped in my quantum reactor as well. So for me, it's like a lot about confluence. So I'm not calling like a new high every time we hit an area, but what I'm saying to the guys is if we hit these zones, we know they're going to put the brakes on. Okay, so if the market's falling over, this is where you can make rational decisions. So, I don't want people to panic when the token drops here. This is a no panic zone. This is where we make rational choices on how we do things. So a lot of the times the guys will start shorting on these big zones. And, if you zoom out, you can see you're going to get a bounce in that area, and then they get flushed out on their shorts. Here's another one here, Super. This was from yesterday as well. I took this long yesterday. Same story, just simple fibs, simple horizontals, 100-day moving average, and then using my secret weapon here at the bottom. Look at that reversal. We got the reversal print, and now we got a little bump. So a few percent here or there. Again, you don't necessarily have to go for new highs, but just keeping it as simple as possible. There's Sonic as well from yesterday. Look at that. Just look for divergence, bang, and then send it off a nice area. So whoever got this one got a few percent out of this guy here. It was about, 6% so far. So yeah, nice little move. I obviously I like the bigger ones. You know, Jup. I mean, you like the same style. You like a big move, eh?
Yes, I also prefer usually swing trading, and often I try to find my confirmations on a 15-minute time frame, 1 hourly time frame, and then I try to find my confirmations both on based on structure and the indicator that I use. Not really an indicator; it's more of a. I will share my screen quickly if I can. It's actually a statistics dashboard that I've been using over the past 1.5 years now. I think a friend of mine built this. He's like pretty deep into tech and coding and that kind of stuff, and he has actually gathered years of data of multiple crypto assets, and recently also introduced indices and stocks actually, and based off the timing of price and the distance that price makes, you can over here see at the bottom right certain indications. So when I look, for example, at the current week for, let's say, Litecoin, based off the timing where we put in the low of the week and the high of the week, we can see over here that there's a very low P1 flip risk, which means that only 20% of the weeks took out a weekly low that we have seen right now. And that is based off the timing where we put in that low of the week, which is very interesting. And it does the exact same for the distance. So when we look at the weekly distance on Litecoin, for example, that I'm currently trading, from the low of the week to the high of the week, price is made a certain distance. And we start looking at distance and moves that the price make, and also look at price as some sort of energy, if you know what I mean. It takes a lot of energy to get a move up, and the bigger the move up, the more energy it will take to reverse that entire move to the downside again. And then based off the distance that Litecoin has made from the weekly low to the weekly high, we can see that only 12% of the weeks took out the weekly low based off the distance that Litecoin made. So if we look at Litecoin made quite a significant distance over here from the weekly low, which was formed right over here, all the way towards the weekly high. And based off that distance, there's now only a 12% probability that this weekly low is going to get taken out, which means that if you get, for example, a pullback like this, you can start looking for longs over here or over here maybe, with your stop loss then beneath a weekly low, because the distance probabilities are basically showing only a 12% probability to take out that low during this week, which means that there's like an 88% probability that the low is going to hold. So I've been using those statistics from that Brighter Data dashboard, which has been built by a friend of mine, which is pretty fucking pretty sick. I'm not allowed to swear. I'm sorry for that, guys. Which is pretty sick.
We're working on it.
I'm so sorry. I'm just so used to it, you know. So I'm sorry about that. But anyways, it's a very cool dashboard that I've been using. So I'm using it in confluence with just basic price action, actually.
Yeah, very
Nice.
professional. Yeah, as a non-professional trader, right? Can we go back to the candles you showed just now for the Litecoin? The Litecoin. Yeah, I always got a problem, right? When the price is surging to the peak here, the first point, then I realized, okay, this token is surging to the rocket. Then I realized that this kind of token. When I keep my eyes on the token, right, the price is getting flat on the top. So it's quite difficult for me to make a decision whether the price will go up again or directly going down.
Yeah,
How,
I feel like
how
yeah.
did you make the decision?
Personally, whenever you see big moves like this, I would never chase price. I would always just wait for price to form a new range over here, and usually it starts ranging, and either in that range starts reaccumulating before another move to the upside, or it starts distributing before a potential reversal to the downside. And there's certain things that you can look at, in my opinion, I don't know how you feel about that, Dylan, that are indicating whether a reversal is more likely to the downside or whether a continuation is more likely towards the upside. But what I would suggest after big moves like this is try to never chase price action, whether you're looking for longs or shorts, and just let price action settle for a little bit and wait for price action to give you new clean structures before you hop into continuation longs or into reversal shorts.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Chasing those green candles, I think you're going to get it right sometimes, but I'd say 60, 70% of the time you're going to get absolutely rinsed, and it's just not worth it.
Exactly. It's not worth it. I think it's also like the biggest beginner mistake, right? It makes sense because when you're a beginning trader, you see these big green candles or big red candles to the downside, And those candles and those moves, they trigger certain emotions, and emotions are the most difficult thing to handle as a trader, especially as a beginning trader. So what your instinct will be is to chase those green candles, but it's like probably the biggest mistake that you can make.
It's one of the things that I always say to people, like my show views pick up when the market is green and pumping.
Yes.
And that's not when they should be watching. My show view should be highest when the market is red, because when people are bearish, that is where, like, that's my speciality. We're getting these entries dropping into these reversal zones when everyone's starting to panic short. We start looking for longs in those areas. And it's the same with the pumps. When everyone's trying to long the top of these moves, we start looking for a couple of short opportunities in those zones. So yeah, I wish people would come, more people would come when the market was red, but unfortunately they don't, and then they come when it's green. And by the time we're trading those breakout trades, those next setups and stuff, some of our guys are already taking profits off the original reversal trade. So
exactly,
it's just a mindset thing. I mean, it's also, when you see red, you got to see opportunity. And I think when people see red, they just panic, and they don't want to look. And I think it works against them.
Exactly. Okay. In the middle of this live stream, right, I see a lot of newcomers joining our campaign, our live stream, and you can see from the live stream there is a vote pool for you, and if you vote for who will win the competition, Jeep or Deland, then if you are right, you win the voting, you will share the 300 USDT rewards. And by the way, we will provide the new users exclusive wrap packet for you. So stay tuned on the live stream. And as for many of the users, they don't know what we're talking about right now, since they joined the live stream in the middle, right? So I'd like to go back to the homepage to introduce the campaign again. So can I share my screen here?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So as you can see from my homepage, there's a pop-up for the live stream. Yeah. And if you click here, you're gonna join the live stream. Now I'd like to introduce the one trading competition we're talking about. Yeah. So if you join this campaign, you're gonna choose your own character. The token doesn't mean anything. It's just your choice. You don't have to trade the token on showed on the character, and there are 3 kind of modes: 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, different kind of game for you. You can start the one-on-one match with real man or the bot. Okay, and we provided 2 kind of rewards for you. The first one is the leaderboard rewards, including daily points rewards, total points rewards, and the bot rewards. And the daily points rewards is based on your today's total points, and the total points is based on the overall points you get from the campaign, and the board points is based on how much wins you got from the competition against mental bot. Okay. And another kind of rewards is the lucky draw rewards. We have 3 kind of mystery boxes for you: bronze prize pool, and silver prize pool, and gold. For 1 win per day, you can get a bronze mystery box, and for 3 wins a day, you can get an extra silver box. And if you get 6 wins per day today, you can get a gold mystery box. And the rewards are very attractive. You can get up to 5,000 USDT. So all the rewards will be in USDT airdrop if you win the token rewards. Yeah, it's a fast game, instant rewards. Okay, let's go back to our KOLs trading
I'm
status.
desperately hunting. Yeah, I've now got 1,000 turbo in front of me on the Bybit perps chart. I've also got Trump in front of me, and I've got Fartcoin in front of me. So let me show you what I'm looking for here, and I'm gonna push these buttons soon. Okay, let me get my screen up.
Ooh, I like that.
Are you in profit there, Jip? What's going on? Are you winning?
No,
so
I'm
far?
actually in drawdown currently. The head start is not really paying off, my friend.
Okay, so this
Not
is what
paying
I'm
off
watching.
at all.
So
I'm also starting
I've
to
got
look at Fartcoin now.
I've got 3 options for you guys right now. Okay, the degen play, okay, is going to be this one here on Turbo onto this VWAP 618 and a little cluster here. So 5.455. There's a degen play there for me. And then I've got a bit more of a banger here. I think if we hit this order block, we're going to get nice divergence. Okay, so I'm looking for this divergence on that lower time frame. So one of these, we're going to get it. So I'm going to take a long at 5455, or I'm taking it in that order block. I just want to see what's happening there. And then I'm still waiting on Trump. Okay, I've printed my first reversal print here on Trump at the lows. And now if we can get some kind of divergence, we can look for a little scalp move. But you can see keeping it really simple here, just trading these little order block bounces and things like that. And then this Fartcoin, this thing actually loves fibs. It like loves a bit of basic TA, this Fartcoin. So I think we're going to get a Fartcoin entry somewhere in this type of region, VWAP 618, somewhere here. I just want to see what happens when they drop into that zone there. I want to take that candle out, and then we'll see where this guy is sitting. Okay, so I'm waiting patiently. I don't want to push buttons until it's in my zone just yet. Okay, so we're nearly there.
I kind of like the look of Fartcoin as well, to be honest.
I like the smell of it.
Yeah,
it's looking
the
good.
1 hourly looks pretty clean as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to get something down here. Let's just let's see if we can get a reversal print here.
How do you really set your zone? I see there are 2 lines, right? Is that your zone?
Say that again. Oh yes.
How do you really set your zone?
So I've got a very simple system. And I mean, let me get out one of these charts. So, you know, sometimes if you're starting out with trading, obviously it looks a little bit more complicated when you see all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I use really basic things. Okay. So for example, let me clean this up here. For example, I use main or big horizontal levels is what I focus on. Then I use things like fibs. I love using a 382, a 0.5, and a 618. And I use moving averages, and I only actually use 3 moving averages because for the time frames that I like to trade, I only need the 50-day, the 200-day, and the 100-day, and they always give me a clue with what is going on. So my whole thing is about building 3 or 4 points of confluence in an area. If I get that, I can call that a hot zone or a reaction zone. And in those areas is where I look for divergence on those oscillators. If you see the divergence, then we push buttons. And if you do that consistently, you'll see you get reactions off those zones. Obviously, again, we can never say how high it's going to go, but I do know, you know, balance of probabilities on these areas, things happen. You know, something as simple as this blue line here, it's the 200-day moving average. Look how Sui is just sitting on that. So just that on its own, there's a little bit of action there, hovering on an imaginary line, you know, and stuff like that. So I join all these imaginary lines together, and then we build these.
How do you think the imaginary line is it going down or up, or stay balanced?
Yeah. So firstly, I mean, the blue line is the 200-day moving average. So that looks back 200 days, and it says what has the average price been for the last 200 days, and then that acts as support and resistance. So you can see this blue line: support, resistance, support, resistance. So when you start tying that in with a couple of other tools, like I like to use fibs, for example. So let's see where our 382 is. You can see we now hovering around that zone. I like to use horizontal levels. So I'll look for areas of confluence where I get multiple touches on these candles in these areas. So for example, that guy, you can see there's a lot of activity in that zone. So I'll mark that as an area of interest for me. So, you know, when we start dropping into those areas later on, then they obviously all preset. So you can see I've got multiple touches in that type of region as well. So I just look for, you know, a cluster of candles or closes or wicks in these zones. Okay, look at that. See? So we know that that area is an area of interest for me. So if we get a situation where we drop down into that zone and I start getting a reversal print here, something like that in one of those zones, then we know typically we're going to get some kind of move out of this stuff. So that's really, you know, the game I play. And it's 5 or 6 tools. Here's an example there. So there's a VWAP for me at the lows. There's a trend. There's a 0.5 fib. And this green box was just highlighting those support and resistance zones there for me in that area. So that gives me my reaction. And then you can see I look for my bullish divergence for longs, and I get reversal prints. And yeah, I mean, I do have a trading course, an accelerator course, and I actually teach all of that basic TA that I do. All that simple stuff is the trading accelerator, and the guys can learn the basic TA, how to build the hot zones. They'll see how I tie it in with these oscillators and all these things in these areas. And yeah, they'll be on their way in no time. There's a little Ondo long that I actually took earlier today. And you can see I've taken this long because it broke above the 50-day moving average. So my stop loss I'm using on Ondo is a close under this 856 region. And I'm just looking for a little move up there to 89 and to 92 potentially, and maybe 97. So trying to play it, not too degen today because we have FOMC today, obviously, and anything can happen. Yep. Are you dipping your toes in the market before?
I am actually currently already long on Bitcoin as well since yesterday. So I think I will continue to hold that trade for now because I do kind of expect higher targets this week. What I don't know how you approach news events, but what I usually do with news events is that I try to just trust my system, and if the chart gives me a trigger, I still take the trade. I try not to trade during the news events, but if the chart gives me a clean trigger, then I simply still set my limit orders and I trust my system and the probabilities of my system to play out.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I mean, a lot of people want to be completely out of the market before these things. And for me, the best opportunities come moving into the market. So sometimes 100%. You'll be selling off. Like imagine like that sell-off into FOMC. For me, that's always a buy opportunity or a 100%. Massive pump. It's a nice sell opportunity. Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Okay, I'm watching this.
My best trades usually have been taken like right before news events, and then during news events, then they play out,
Yeah. I'm looking for that. Okay, we might get a short here on Trump. We're just looking for it to push here into this order block, maybe a wick into that VWAP, and then we might get a short here. Okay, so looking for something very simple here. Higher low on the price. I mean, higher high on the price, lower high on the oscillator, print something along those lines, and then we're looking for that bang to the downside.
Do you trade Trump a lot?
Not really. I've just pulled out some coins that I think could be volatile here for us.
Yeah. It's difficult trading the 1 minute time frame. My short is also still underwater on Litecoin, so I'm praying for it to come down soon.
Okay, but we're almost there on Turbo.
Can I challenge this kind of system? I think this is based on the historical data, right? The price that went several days ago or several hours ago, but the price is usually go along with the news. So how can you combine the news along with the historical data in your system?
I've got a very simple strategy with that stuff. It's like we know a lot of the time the event or the news actually gets priced in. So by the time the event happens, you normally want to trade the opposite direction. And if you follow that consistently, you'll see more often than not, if you fade the news, you'll probably come right. So I mean, if the market's now waiting for FOMC, let's say everyone's expecting a rate cut or something like that, and they start pumping this thing into FOMC, when they get what they want, eventually, they've already priced in that move. So generally, you get some kind of rejection, for example.
Yeah, buy the rumor, sell the news. Or sell the rumor, buy the news. Both ways often work. And at the end of the day, also, this is what I also always try to teach like my members and followers. As a trader, all that we can basically do is stick to the charts and trust the charts and trust that the charts are trying to tell us a story, try to decrypt that story and follow that story, and then just execute your system and trust the probabilities of your system. If you're going to let like news events and all those kind of things from the outside, all that noise influence your decision making, it usually never ends well. And as long as you just trust the charts for a longer period of time and you play your system for a long period of time, there will always be winning trades and always be losing trades. But the probabilities, in my opinion, and from my experience during news events, haven't changed. So let's say I, for example, have a win rate of 67%. That win rate is there during news events, but also outside of news events. But if I have a win rate of 67% and I take a trade, it means that there's still, at all times, also a 33% chance and probability that I'm going to get stopped out, And if that happens, I'm not going to blame the news event that I got stopped out. I'm just going to blame the probabilities of my trading system that I got stopped out, because it's always part of the probabilities.
Yeah, agree. I like this man. He speaks sense. Nice.
I try to speak sense, my friend.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
How's the weather in Cape Town?
It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. Unreal. Like this time of year, it's amazing.
Yeah, I miss it. Honestly, I miss it so much.
Yeah, you must come hang.
I will come back to Cape Town next year. January,
what happens
February.
in Cape Town stays in Cape Town, bro.
That is very much true. Luckily, this year I was single, so
I'll show you the dark side of Cape Town.
it all stayed in Cape Town this year.
Okay, we're almost there, guys. I think I've nearly got a Trump short, waiting for this oscillator to pump higher here. We're nearly there. Fart coin, possible short coming on the farts. Okay, you can see order block, VWAP highs, looking for the reversal there, and then turbo. We close. Okay, we are inches away here from a possible long. I just want that little dip here, and you can see we've actually. Maybe we should have a go here. Okay, let's go. We've got our first reversal print. This is what I want to see it in that region. I'm actually going to give it some room in case it goes down into that zone there. Okay, so we can send it down to 539, as deep as that. Okay, let's have a crack here. What is this?
While you're entering your trade, I'm actually about to get stopped out on Litecoin. It's pretty close to my stop loss. It's teasing it. I'm stressing here.
Panic, bro. You must panic.
I'm panicking. Someone from the chat is also saying that they are short on Milk USDT. And they are observing the market to see how far it goes. So I'm actually also opening up the Milk chart to see what the chart is saying. I actually feel like that this chart is looking pretty bullish. So someone in the chat is actually short on Milk. Are you?
Okay, I'm long turbo, bro. I've executed a little bit early. Okay, Okay, the ideal zone, guys, is down onto that VWAP. So 544 down to 539. Okay, so I've gone a little bit degen here. I'm going to add. Okay, we're running out of time here. So if we start dropping,
it's time to degen, brother.
I'm going to double this shit up. Okay, down into that road. Okay,
it is time to degen a little bit.
Okay, so risk is about 1.7%, and I've got my first position in. In fact, I'm going to set a limit order down here at 5.4. So let's go 5.44. Okay, it's nice on Bybit.
Yeah. How much leverage?
It's on. It says 10x, but it's actually 25. So, but again, I'm trading a unified cross account. So you can see there, I've set my next limit order there. Okay, the nice thing about Bybit is you can drag your orders up and down there. It's quite fun. So I'm going to set a limit order there in case there's a drop. So if it does start dropping here, we're just going to go bang into that zone. It's going to collect the order and send me to Valhalla or send me straight to hell. Either way. Okay, so that's the game plan.
Sounds like the right game plan, my friend.
Already 3% P&L, right?
This thing must pump.
Jeep, would you like to share your screen? And
yes, because I'm actually looking at Milk.
Currently.
Yeah, I'm currently looking at Milk USDT and my current P&L. I actually don't want to show this P&L because it's looking bad.
You're gonna FOMO me.
I'm about to get stopped out. I'm minus 4.31%, and I'm about to get stopped out on the short.
Rinse.
But I'm actually looking for potential longs on Milk USDT because someone in the chat said they were short. But I actually kind of like this chart. It's actually a pretty fresh chart, one of the newer pairs, I believe, on Bybit. I don't know if it's available on Bybit, but I'm actually going to chart it because I kind of like the way that we have been holding this bullish order block over here, and we have tested it a lot of times. So once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and while testing that order block, price has also slowly been grinding towards the upside, and there's been adding some pressure towards the upside, and it's currently testing this little resistance area. And I feel like potentially we could see a bit of a breakout towards this liquidity that we have resting right here. So once my Litecoin short gets stopped out, I might actually start looking for some long executions on Milk USDT. So I'm actually going to open up Litecoin. In the meantime, it's actually dumping a little bit. So for now, I'm not going to get stopped out just yet. But
unrinsed.
I'm unrinsed for now, bro. For now.
I mean, you short and it's dumping. That's good. And I've just gone long on this turbo. I mean, this is going to get spicy here.
It's gonna, we're counter trading each other, my friend. Probably if you open up.
I might actually short Trump here. I just want to see this reversal.
Okay.
We close here. Did you hear that alarm?
Yeah.
Okay, Turbo's hit the official entry zone now. Okay.
Oh, that was the sound. I was like, what is going on right there, man?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Lots of chickens on my farm here. Lots of chickens.
Juicy.
They want to
Extremely
join the live
juicy.
stream as well.
Ooh, this fart is rejecting here as well.
I just need Litecoin to dump, my friend.
I need Litecoin to pump, bro. This thing, we must send it Litecoin to the moon, guys. I'm so bullish on Litecoin today. I've never been bullish on it except today.
It is one of those dino coins.
I
What
love
are
Litecoin
your,
fundamentally, bro.
Yeah, what are your favorite coins that you're holding as investments? No financial advice, of course, but I'm just wondering.
Dude, yeah, I don't have any favorites. After that last, we're not allowed to swear. After that last Trump dump, yeah, I'm not much of a hodl advocate anymore. I'm just offended. I'm offended by altcoins. I think if you're gonna hold anything, for me, it's like Bitcoin, it's Sol, it's a couple of those ones, guys. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get caught with your pants down holding bags of Brett and Popcat again. I don't think I want to do another 95% dump on Popcat.
I agree. No, I definitely agree. I have this one rule for myself that I set as soon as the meme coin hype was starting. I was like, I don't care how big the hype goes. I don't care how high all those meme coins will go, but I will never ever like fundamentally invest in a meme coin. We can trade them, you know what I mean? But I will never invest them because it's just not worth the risk. And eventually the entire meme coin market dumped. But I can imagine for newbies, it was so attractive to buy all those meme coins and hold them for a longer period of time.
Yeah, it was a ride. I mean, it was a wild ride. How much? What's your P&L on Litecoin there? Because I'm down $21 on Turbo, bro.
I'm down $13.50. So we're both not doing so well today, Dylan.
We're gonna have excuse me, we're gonna have 3 minutes to announce the results. Would you like to reverse your position to win the game?
I'm happy with my choice here.
Same. Now I'm also just holding my position. Yeah, I'm just sticking to the plan.
Yeah, I think it's just patience here for me. We'll see now if we're going to get rinse.com in a minute. But yeah, we're in my zone here. Funnily enough, Trump has now started reversing as well.
How much longer until we need to close the trade, Jack?
Sorry?
How much longer until we need to close our trade?
In 2 minutes.
Okay. So I'm hoping for Litecoin to then dump in 2 minutes because otherwise I have to close it for a loss.
We got to close it.
Would you like to add more position?
Terrible time.
I will try to add some more margin, but I don't think that makes a lot of sense now.
Oh no. Is that my screen? Show my screen here. I'm 31 down. Okay, I'm 31 down.
That means
How
that
big
I'm
was your
winning for
Litecoin
now.
position there, bro?
For now, I'm winning. Litecoin is minus $11.50. It's actually dumping a little bit.
No, man. Litecoin must pump. I'm bullish on it today, bro. Yeah. I'm waiting for this entry. This next order is going to pick here, 5.42. Come, they must take this order and they must pump me. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
I'm praying that
it was my fault. I called you to Jeep's page, right? You forgot to close your position.
Come on, this thing must pump. If you sometimes blow on the candles, Jip, can you find that works?
Very close now.
Sometimes I lie under my screen and I just blow on them, and it does actually work.
It suddenly starts pumping, yeah.
Look, we're in the zone, guys. I mean, there's no arguing. Yeah, look at this VWAP. This VWAP acted as support there. Look, bang. Okay, then it was it lost the VWAP, came back, support again, hovered around again. So yeah, I'm backing this zone for now. Let's see, and then our backup zone is down here at 528 and 526. That's the backup plan. Okay, we should get a bounce there as well. Okay, so
I've actually just closed my position.
525 down to 540. And then the backup zone is 529 down to 525. Okay. That's my game plan there. Are you going to make us close these trades, though?
Yeah, we have to close them, I believe. I just closed my trade for a
Okay,
bit of
do
a
we have
loss.
to close these trades, right? I'm $15 down. Come on, pump, come. What is Litecoin going up there, Jip?
Yeah, I just closed it because I feel like it's gonna pump to my stop loss. So I try
I
to
can't hear
save
it.
myself
You
from.
muted. Have I lost
Am I-
my own sound? Yeah.
Okay, let's check the result now.
Yeah,
So
we need to
for this is
close.
for
Okay.
Milan, right? What's your PNL right now? 6.6%, right? Minus 0.6%. Now how about Jeep?
My P&L is minus $21. I just closed my trade. You can see it right over here at order history. I just closed my short on Litecoin.
I can't hear you guys. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah.
How do you think this kind of 1 hour competition, does this kind of competition influence your trading strategy
Yeah, it definitely
or
does. It's
not?
very, very different compared to how I usually trade. But I had a lot of fun today, though. I had a lot of fun trading together with Dylan, even though it's a lot different compared to what Dylan and I both usually do.
Must I close, bro?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, minus $22.
Ooh, then I won by $1, my friend.
Don't fucking lie.
I swear. I swear. My
And it's
what
gonna
is your
pump now
account
as well.
balance?
It's gonna
What is
pump.
your
Look at
account balance?
468.
Yeah, mine is I also had some slippage. Mine is $479.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
I
And
was
this thing's
told that
gonna
the
move.
winner was
Look, it's
gonna
gonna
get $1
move up.
million, right? From Bybit. The winner was gonna get $1 million. So
Oh, bro, look, it's
easiest
gonna go
money
up.
I've
Look,
ever
it's
earned in my
turning
life.
green, bro. It's turning green. This is so unfair. This is so unfair. I should have waited.
Don't panic. I always heard don't panic.
Yeah.
Oh no, this thing's gonna pump.
No,
from
I had a
here.
lot of fun today. How about you, Dylan?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I like this. We must do this again. It's quite
Yeah,
fun.
I agree. Yeah, it was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit longer next time, like 2 hours instead of 1 hour.
Yeah.
So it will be easier to find some opportunities, you know?
Yeah, look, some of them
Make
you got to
you
just
get
be
more.
patient and wait. So, you know, a lot of the time we spend just waiting for the right moment.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Jeep and Dylan, for joining today's live stream. And I believe we all had a fantastic lesson and session from you, and that's very interesting. Yeah, I learned a lot of strategy, quantitative trading strategy, and also buy the new rumors, sell the news. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind at all
Do that,
times.
bro. Oh my God. I just want to say turbo is pumping. Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love it
swear,
now. It
I
can pump
swear.
now. It can pump as hard as it wants now, Jack.
It's going up. Okay, guys, thank you. That was great.
It was great. Yes, for
Thank
sure.
you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining.